where we were driving through DC. Yes.
Very authentic.
Okay, that's good stuff. Yeah, the
We are
commissary.
streaming live, just so everyone knows.
Now, not to spoil you, but then we have a couple of minutes left, but if you get to know the folks over at the Dulles Chamber, every October, they partner with the German Air Force that has a base over at Dulles Airport. And what they do is they do their Oktoberfest day, and they actually fly the food from Germany.
That I went there before, and yes, it was unique, and my kids were so happy. They're like, "Oh my goodness, this is great!" Yes, the commissary sometimes sells some German cold cuts and stuff too, but yeah, I really have to try and see, you know. But yeah, thank you. This is good stuff. I'm gonna copy the chat and try it out.
Tony, as a
We're live on Facebook, team.
okay. Tony, I appreciate the shout out to the Dulles Chamber.
Okay. All right, Melinda.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. If you haven't signed in yet, please sign in on our app. You can download the app at the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, and we get credit for everybody that comes, and we are able to then provide things when we're back meeting again, like mugs and t-shirts. And in addition, you can use the app later to connect with people that have been at the meeting today. Next slide, please. 1 Million Cups is about entrepreneurship, community, and education. Our mission is to lower obstacles of success or access of education, resources, and connections for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs. Our key pillars: presentations, not pitches, and that's really important. We don't pitch. Authentic connections, not networking, and we are run for the community by the community. Our culture: first and foremost, we are safe and supportive environment. We're all volunteer led, comprehensive for organizers, presenters, and attendees. And we advocate presenter pipeline together as a community. A little more about us. We have a weekly event. We bring together entrepreneurs and Fairfax County community over coffee and conversations. We meet in 160 plus chapters nationally at the same time. We're a mastermind organization. We're not here to sharpshoot, and we're a very safe and supportive meeting and setting. We ask that you please go to our Facebook page and share Facebook Live, URL IMC Fairfax, and that's for Facebook and LinkedIn. Please provide feedback in the Zoom chat and share our content online. Next slide, please. We're here to help you, and our organizers are Danelle Johns, Jen Dalton, Tony Bennett, Myosha Mendes, John Yu, John Ruttenberg, Ronetta Jones, Justin Wilson, and Russ McIntosh, and myself. We have sponsors, and Sylvia will talk to you about Office Evolution, and then John Ruttenberg will talk to us about CCC Solutions.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Sylvia Ferguson, and I'm with Office Evolution, Tyson's Corner. And so during off-COVID times, we usually meet here, right here in Tyson's. And so yeah, at Office Evolution, we provide affordable private offices, conference rooms, and virtual services, such as a professional business address. So if you're a small business owner or an entrepreneur and you would like to, you know, impress your clients or customers, come by here, and I would love to give you a tour, invite you to some coffee and give you more information. So again, my name is Sylvia Ferguson. I'm going to put my information in the chat. Thank you.
John.
Sure.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John Ruttenberg, cccsolutions.com. Our clients manage their pipeline, their prospects, their contacts and clients using our contact management strategies and contact management software. If you suffer from follow-up fatigue, FUF, FUF, please give me a call. We can get that obstacle out of the way and help you reach your clients much quicker. Hey, it's my honor to be a sponsor, and we encourage you to sponsor future months of 1 Million Cups. Thanks so much.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, next thing we want to talk about is how our meetings work. First of all, Myosha Mendes is going to be our moderator today. Please make sure when we start the meeting that your microphones are on mute. And then to ask a question and participate in the discussion, you will unmute it. Use the hand wave icon in chat to announce to Myosha that you have a question, or put your question in the chat as well. When the moderator says your name, please unmute, and then you can also do that by holding the space bar down. Say your name first and who you are with, and then ask your question or make a comment. Then please put your mic back on mute and when you're finished. Next slide, please. So let's welcome this week's presenter, Glenn Seth from F3 Wellness Connections.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. I guess I should go ahead and start, correct?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So my big challenge question for you all is how do we get more corporate wellness clients? And I guess you can go to the next screen. Just to give you a little background, F3 Wellness Connections, we support the health and wellness in corporations. We provide yoga, meditation, nutrition, coaching, and mindfulness workshops for their employees. How this helps companies is it reduces healthcare costs, improves productivity, and the most important thing, it boosts employee morale. You can switch to the next one. So just to give you a little background, I've been interested in health and wellness most of my life. I was in the Marine Corps, used to train my buddies, working out and stuff. After the Marine Corps, I was in the service industry, bartended, waited tables, worked at fine dining restaurants, some of the top steakhouses in the country. So very customer service oriented. That kind of moved me into more of a, combining my health and wellness as well as the customer service. I got certified as a personal trainer. I'm also certified as a massage therapist. Worked at spas and health clubs for about eight years or so. And then in 2010, went off on my own and opened up my own studio. It was a little room in the bottom of a condo community, not far from the trash bins and stuff. It wasn't exactly the best place, but however, I used that place to develop a nice group exercise business. I did massage out of there. That was kind of the growth phase of my business, where I started doing, group training and one-on-one training. My specialty is kettlebells. As you can see in my branding, kettlebells, it's a very simple tool that's very highly effective, kind of like me. So even going further, after Studio F3, we rebranded again. I moved into a little bit of a nicer location. Became F3 Wellness, or excuse me, F3 training and body work, because I still maintain the training portion as well as the massage therapy and body work portion. Did that for a few more years. We started creating a relationship with this residential community in Shaw. So what I did was I had the opportunity to manage a spa in the residential community. The spa was a a small room in the back. There was a whole lot of visibility, but I still made it work. We worked on a lot of the residents in the community. I hired a few massage therapists. I had an esthetician, so we actually became kind of like a little mini spa. So with that, I saw the opportunity to kind of expand my service categories. So what I started doing is working with the residential management to create classes, ongoing classes, workshops, fitness workshops. We also saw that we could even expand it more and offer lifestyle type classes or lifestyle presentations, events. So we started doing mixology classes and sushi rolling classes. We actually had a sushi chef teach sushi rolling classes. I would take care of the mixology classes because I have a bartending background as well. So that was great. We were able to, and I'll go to my mission statement. We were able to build connections and deliver wellness through the fitness classes, wellness programs, and lifestyle events. So that's kind of the impetus of all of that. So what I'm interested in doing is I'm looking to expand more into the corporate world. Currently we're working with United Healthcare. We've developed the residential portion. We've done very well. We've got residential communities that we work with in Boston, here locally. Bizzuto's a big client of ours. Equity, some of the big name property management companies. So I feel we've already pretty much conquered that part of our business, and what we're looking to do is expand more into the corporate wellness. Currently, we work with United Healthcare Group. We subcontract with them, work on their behalf with government agencies like VA, where else? Like State Department. So we work with a variety of the government agencies. And now, I guess my big question is how can I expand that into more of the more corporate, get more corporate clients, that what steps I need to take to attain more of those. As you can see, our competitors, fitness centers and gyms, because they provide some of the similar services that we have. They have the fitness classes and the yoga classes, as well as some wellness offerings. But I think what the advantage we have over fitness centers and gyms are, well, a lot of them are closed in DC or have an extreme amount of restrictions to them. We offer convenience. So now that we've gone virtual because of COVID, we've been able to provide, the one-on-one training, the fitness classes, all that kind of stuff on a virtual level, so people can do it right inside their own home. So convenience a big matter. If you could pop back, I'm sorry, if you can pop back to the last screen real quick. Sorry. Another competitor to healthcare companies. That's a big competitor. They obviously have more resources than we do. They're larger companies, multi-million-dollar companies. They tend to be less costly because most of the stuff like Kaiser Permanente and whatnot are reimbursed by insurance. However, we provide tailored programs because we're a smaller company, we really focus on the individual and not a broader group of people. What we like to do is we like to customize and tailor it to the individual and also to the company. We also provide a comprehensive program. So if you want to do with a company, we can do, or with a corporation, we could do anything from like team building events with virtual sushi rolling classes or mixology classes and whatnot. So what makes us different, as I mentioned, the variety of stuff that we have, it's a one-stop shop. So anything from, mental health presentations, we have psychologists on staff, to we have a life coach. They do wonderful presentations as well. Also yoga, meditation. So a lot of the stuff that we really need right now with COVID is a great attribute that we provide. Let's see, as I mentioned before, offering tailored programs. So the last thing I want to do is be a cookie cutter type company. I like to tailor it and customize it per individual and also per company. So we transitioned from B2B to now B2B and B2C. So my big challenge question is I'm looking for tips on how to generate more corporate wellness leads, and how to sell my virtual corporate wellness programs. And just as a side, we plan on living, my family and I plan on living half time here in the U.S. and half time in the Ivory Coast. We have a wellness center that we're going to be opening up that's beachfront. It's going to be small and it's going to be like very idyllic. It's got like 8 rooms, 4 suites, 4 regular size rooms, and it's basically like a wellness center, wellness lodge. It's going to be awesome. So we're looking to spend half our time there and generate our business on a more global level. So being able to provide or create more revenue with virtual corporate wellness programs would be a huge benefit to my business. So I'm going to go ahead and end with that. It's been a pleasure presenting my business to you all. I'm open for any questions if you guys have.
Hey, Glenn, just real quick before we jump into Q&A, and Mayosha will moderate. There's some noise feedback on your speaker microphone, so just make sure you're not touching anywhere near the speaker so we don't get that feedback.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to hand it over to Mayosha to moderate today. Great job. Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was an awesome presentation. I do yoga and mindfulness in my own school, so I'm right up your alley, but I am looking forward to seeing everybody ask questions. Have you, while I get warmed up and everybody starts putting their questions in there, have you thought about utilizing LinkedIn to reach out to HR folks in companies and doing presentations at, company, they have their meetings?
Yeah, actually, we did a lead generation with LinkedIn, and I don't know if we didn't have the right message, but we didn't really seem to get anything from that.
Okay, Moni.
Hi, Glenn. Thank you so much for that. I love what you're doing. I think my question to help me answer your question is, you do so many things. Can you give me an example of what an ideal relationship with a corporate client would be?
I guess that's where my one-stop shop comes in. So an ideal relationship would be, we've got, 50 or 100 employees, and, we want to create a community, or we also want to, I guess, improve our culture and provide a nice wellness program, as well as doing lifestyle events. So it could be anything from like wellness presentation, like mental health presentations on a weekly or monthly basis, yoga meditation classes for their employees, Also team building, like employee happy hour at the end of the week. I have show them how to make 2 or 3 drinks, healthy cocktail drinks. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just being able to provide them with a wide array of, be able to propose, hey, listen, we've got all these wonderful services that we can provide your company. Everything from wellness to mental, mindfulness, all the way to, team building, doing a, sushi rolling class. I've got a guy here in sushi rolling chef here in the DMV area that can actually, drop the pre-made packages for you, and then drive back to his home and do the sushi rolling classes, and you already have the packets to make all the stuff, all the fresh fish and the rolling papers and all that kind of good stuff.
So just a quick reminder to everyone, let's make sure we keep our questions and comments concise so we can get through a lot, because I already see some other hands up with questions.
Okay.
And there are questions in chat.
Maybe my answer is a little more concise too.
I might have been hinting.
Next, we'll go with Eddie, and after Eddie, it's Deb. Go ahead.
Glenn, thank you very much for your presentation. I have a very short comment. Your with COVID, everybody has had to change the way they exercise, change the way they do what they do. Along comes Apple and their Fitness Plus product. I'm sure you're aware of it. I would see that your competition is less the gym and more the fitness product. I'm a company and I want my employees to be healthy. I really don't want to be a part of the health and wellness of my employees. I want to provide an answer so it makes me feel good as a company. If I can give them a subscription to Apple's Fitness, whatever, then I'm doing that. So I guess my point or my suggestion is maybe if you look at that particular product as competition and see how you can address that, that might give you something to focus on.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you. Next, Deb, and after Deb, we have Tom Shipe.
Morning, everyone. Thanks, Glenn. You mentioned on one of your slides HR directors. Let me first start by quickly saying that I'm Deb Cohen. I'm a management consultant, and HR is my area. And I am constantly on calls with people today saying, where we talk about what are the issues that HR is facing. Employee wellness, employee well-being, #1 consistently. Okay, so now's a great time for you. But for you to build your business, my view is you need to go local. Lots of folks on this list tend to mention SHRM, the Society for Human Resource Management, which you may have heard of. Great organization, but you need to go local. So locally, and I'll put this in the chat for you, there's a group called HR Alliance in Northern Virginia. There's a group called HR Leadership Forum. There's a group called DC Brown Bag, which is a listserv for HR folks. Just last week, somebody posted, I need a yoga instructor for virtual, and so things like that come up all the time. So I would suggest you go local, and SHRM has probably a half a dozen local chapters just in the DMV. And you can find all that information on their website as well. So I'll put that in the chat, but I think now's a great time for you, but I would say go local to connect to HR folks.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And after Tom, it's Melinda Siegel.
Tom Shipe, Long and Foster Real Estate Agent. Clint, thank you for a presentation this morning. My question to you is, how did you get the corporate clients that you currently have now that you were talking?
It's a great question. They actually found us. We were contacted by United Healthcare for to provide their wellness program. So we didn't even, they found us, and that's what kind of got us interested in the corporate realm, because prior to that it was just residential. We were trying to get as many residential communities as possible underneath our belt, and we were contacted by United Healthcare Group, and we saw that this would be a great opportunity to expand into the corporate realm.
Are there other organizations like United Healthcare that you could reach out to?
Yeah, I mean, I figured there's probably, like Cigna, I guess would be another healthcare company just off the top of my head. Would probably be another one to reach out to. I've done I've hammered LinkedIn, but I don't know if it's the message or what, or people are getting hit up on LinkedIn all the time about getting, their services and stuff. I just haven't really had any luck with LinkedIn at all. So
Nothing works like a telephone.
yeah, I've done some cold calling. I'm not exactly a huge fan, but
Hello.
you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yep, absolutely. That's the unfortunate part about my business too. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Next we have Melinda, and after Melinda, we have Jen Dalton. Melinda Siegel.
Great presentation. I had a couple other thoughts for you. You want to get businesses, and one of the best ways to get local businesses is through local chambers. Alexandria here, if you don't know the folks at the Alexandria Chamber, I can introduce you. But there are a lot of very, very active chambers in Fairfax County and Washington, D.C. And while they're having their meetings online, you could actually volunteer to sponsor one of their events, do a session for yoga or one of your specialties, and then maybe at the time around happy hour, if they're doing things like that, you could do your sushi demonstration. There are a lot of ways to really work the chambers. And beyond that, I think that brings trade shows and Zoom meetings, because there are all these associations, and there's ASAE here in town, which is the Association for Association People. All these organizations have meetings, and you could do a breakout session, and then you could do something before the happy hour or some other types of things. You could even have them break out at the breakout sessions into different types of things that you do, and have different rooms for different things. So going after trade shows, they're still going on, they're going on online, so it's even easier. You don't have to be there in person. Another really viable opportunity. Thank you.
Awesome.
Linda,
Thank you much, Melinda.
Jen, and after Jen, we have Renata.
Thanks, Mayashik. Glenn, just a few thoughts. One is that I think it's important to have very clear distinction between corporate and residential. And sometimes, and maybe it's just because I like sushi a lot, but I keep hearing you talk about sushi roll making classes and stuff. And that's good, but that feels like an extra benefit. So what I'm trying to figure out is, from a corporate wellness standpoint, most companies would want to have a platform where they can understand the positive impact it's making on their employees, whether it's, tracking health hours or tracking, who's involved in the meditation, etc. And when I look at your corporate wellness plan online, a lot of them are sort of priced per class. So my question for you is, how are you innovating, or what's the roadmap for what you offer, so that there's a platform that companies can enroll in and a bigger fee for the whole package versus one-off services? And maybe that exists. So I would love to get your thoughts on those two elements.
Yeah, usually I think the way we kind of approach things with at least with residential communities is we do a consultation rather than having too much information up on the website. We do a consultation, kind of like what I do with my personal training clients. We'll do a consultation and find out, like, what their budget is, what their how big their I guess how many residents or how many employees that they have, and then with that we kind of customize a wellness program for them, rather than saying, hey, this is, we have package A, package B, package C, which package do you want? I don't know if that would be more effective if we had that in place beginning, but I guess the way I've pretty much approach things is doing that consultation and being able to talk to whoever's, you know, makes the decisions about what they're looking for and you know, what their budget is.
So I might recommend maybe having that series of steps on your website. Because I think when a company comes to the website, it's not clear that that's exactly the process they'll go through. And that you meet with them, do a deep dive, and you build a program based on what they need. So just a thought or a recommendation there.
Thank you. So that would be different than just an opt-in, right? Kind of more of a
Correct. I think, you know, having a video that explains how you work with companies, actually having a very simple 1, 2, 3 to get started, very easy and simple, give some examples, but that way companies can envision what you provide and could see themselves in that space as well.
okay. Great. That was a lot of help, Jen. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Next, we have Renata, and after Renata, we have Tony Bonnet and Stephanie Gong.
Good morning, Glenn. Great presentation. And I apologize for the noise in the background. Really quickly, I wanted to suggest partnering with existing wellness centers and also integrative health physicians. There are a lot of integrative health physicians between the Northern Virginia and DC area that are looking for programs that can help with larger scale clients, and also that will direct you with corporate partnerships with other insurance companies as well. The other suggestion that I had, piggybacking on Melinda's thought as far as with trade shows, is acquiring corporate sponsors in the realm of your virtual events, but utilizing the corporate sponsors as a way to build upon your audience and being able to bring them in on a consistent basis.
Okay.
Thank you, Renata. Tony Bonnet. Okay.
Sorry, mouse, when I'm doing the screen share, my mouse doesn't work perfectly. Sorry about that. Glenn, have you ever heard of the old commercials from BASF? Where BASF makes, doesn't make any products. We just make all products better. What I've heard from your presentation is you've got all these great satellite components, all these pieces, and you're trying to market and brand yourself. What about shifting and becoming the organization that makes the other health and wellness organizations a step up and better by partnering with them to offer your services, additional services that enhance their programs? That way you keep your, like for instance, your sushi guy. All right, maybe you're doing a sushi class a month. Ask him if he'd like to do 3 or 4 classes a day and see if you can be the conduit for that. And for some of the other advisors that you have, where they're going out and they're presenting at other health and wellness facilities around the area on a virtual basis. That way, now your brand is now what all the other health and wellness centers are looking towards to grow and expand their capabilities. And you're making money on, as a result of that partnership.
I like it. That's great.
Thank you, Tony. Next we have Stephanie, and after Stephanie, we have Dan Linder.
Good morning, Glenn. I know, are you in Sales Navigator on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sales Navigator. Yep.
Have you heard of Copilot?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's a great algorithmic system where you create your target, audience demographics that you want to get to. You can say, business owners or CEOs for companies of this size. They'll help you with the messaging. They'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4 messages, and they'll help you put them together, ones that have been effective particularly in your with what you do, and it will automatically reach out to those on LinkedIn and create and ask for connections. They don't connect the first time, second, third, and fourth messages, and then you can follow up. But they've already, so it's automatically going out there to do it for you and people that you're specifically targeting. It's a great tool, and you can use multiple campaigns. I'd be glad to send you some information on it. The other suggestion is to reach out to Care First in Maryland because they're local, and they cover all of Maryland. It's not obviously as big as United Healthcare, but they're, I mean, 85% of doctors participate with Care First in Maryland, so they've got all the big companies, or most of the big companies, with Care First.
Okay.
Get easier in because it's the Care First is the Blue Cross Blue Shield regional service. So hopefully that'll help.
Thanks, Stephanie. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Next, we have Dan Linder.
Hey, I don't know. I didn't really have a question or comment, but I will add this. You know, if you have some linchpin customers or you have some testimonials, people love testimonials, right? And so you build upon those. And so if you have a website and you can put things up that you can build upon, that would be great because people love stories and they can't argue with them. And then there's been a lot of good ideas people have sent, and I, for my own business, just try different things and don't be afraid to try, because it's, you know, when you do one thing and it doesn't work, it's easy to give up or just figure it's not a good idea, but try something else, because sometimes, I mean, that could be a matter of money, but, you know, just don't be afraid to try.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. And next we have Chanel James and then Reggie.
Hi, Glenn. And I was going to suggest with your packages, or that you create packages for Bozzuto and all the other companies that you mentioned before that are kind of like corporate wellness things. Maybe you can do a massage package or the sushi making package or something separate so that all of your aspects can be seen of your business, but it just may be more appealing that way to them.
Okay. I like that idea, Chanel. Appreciate that. Yep.
And after Reggie Holmes, we have John Ruttenberg.
Yes, I had a quick question and then a comment. Are all the classes, are they live or are people able to access them on demand?
They're all live. They're all
Okay.
live. Yep.
So my suggestion or idea is to create on-demand offerings. That way, you know, the benefits are available to people when they need them. That's just the way we expect to get to access stuff like this nowadays. And if you do that, then that allows you to create some customized content and create like packages of content, or, you know, almost like a course, but it's just a group of curated content that you select based on what your needs are. So if I want to do, you know, yoga for 5 days in a row, but, you know, maybe 5 different sessions, I have access to that. So so the idea is kind of leading toward like building some kind of platform where because you have the personnel, you know, and they have the skills, you create something that it's just a hub for all the stuff that you offer. That way you can go to the company and say, hey, we have a platform, you know, we have all the stuff is here. We just want to make it available to, you know, your people. And it's a lot more appealing because right now, you know, it's a lot. You're throwing a lot at people, and it's great that you offer so much, but if they had the ability to kind of curate that and customize that, I just think it's a lot more appealing. And as a business owner, I'm like, all right, well, I'll leave it to my staff to figure out what they need. I just know that everything's there, from cooking to dancing to, you know, hardcore working out, whatever they want to do, it's all there because Glenn has got this whole system. And you know, I'm just making it available to my people. So that's my suggestion.
Thanks, Reggie.
Thank you. Next we have John Ruttenberg, and after John, we have Paul Riley.
Hey, Glenn, thank you so much. Great presentation.
Thanks, John.
So can you trace the steps that got Bozzuto to hire you as a vendor? And what can you do to leverage that relationship with the Bizzuto team to meet your next builder, perhaps, or other vendor that they work with. Last, I would suggest that finding the next REIT, real estate in Archstone or Avalon Bay. It's not quite commercial, but if you are working with an Avalon Bay across the thousands of apartment projects that they have, you're working with a commercial vendor reaching a residential population, but your client is Avalon Bay that's got, I don't know, 100,000 apartment units across America, if not more.
Yeah, excellent. I was able to get Bizzuto because there was a kind of a step-by-step process. So had a relationship with a wellness center that was across the street from the building, and they had approached the Bizzuto property, approached that wellness center and was asking, if they could manage that space. So I effectively was an independent contractor working out of that space. And then long story short, she was a little bit nuts. We ended up booting the wellness center out. She was crazy. And I ended up managing the space. And as far as like expanding with the Bizzuto, I've done everything from, cold calling all the Bizzuto, a lot of Bizzuto buildings. We did some research. It's easy to find emails. So we either called or found emails of the Bizzuto buildings, and then we put them in our email marketing stream. And we're constantly having, specials and informational kind of stuff as well. And we're kind of curating our list of residential properties. The biggest challenge we've realized with that, though, is there's a lot of turnover. So you develop a great relationship with the director of resident services, and then he leaves and this other person moves in, and this person might be a jerk that treats vendors like crap. And then you're like, well, I'm screwed. I just lost a 1 or 2 year relationship that I had with that. So that's one of the challenges that we have. That's another reason why I'm really looking towards the corporate sector.
Yeah, but Glenn, just to follow up, that HR director who you built that 2 year relationship leaves also.
Yeah.
But that's an opportunity. The resident manager who left went to work for someone else.
Right.
You got to maintain that relationship.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've got a guy that moved down to Miami, so we're hoping to do some stuff in Miami as well. So thanks, John.
Okay.
Appreciate the.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, we have Paul Riley.
Yes, so Glenn, really enjoyed your story. The biggest thing that I have found in this space, especially a lot of companies, a lot of universities, there's a new demand for this. I have seen the good and the bad from different vendors personally, sometimes where they try and be the entire show. And a lot of times these corporations, these universities are specifically looking for more of a facilitator. We have this group of people we have to spend money on. It's already in the budget. We want to have them networking. We want to have them interacting themselves. So I would say it's maybe a little bit different of a pitch to a corporation. What's the value back to the business than the actual making sushi? I mean, it's a great thing to do, and you may get clients come to you from those because of the corporate meetings you're holding. But I would say be careful about how the actual event is structured, because I've seen a lot of really great presentations turn off corporations because they were too self-focused around the activity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're talking about like the benefit rather than what we're providing.
Correct. It's just like online dating. No one's there at the happy hour maybe someone's there for the drink, but you're there to interact with other people.
Right. Cool. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. And Melinda has a few more ideas for you. Glenn. Melinda Siegel.
Oh. Yes, I had another big thought. Do you have an Instagram account?
Yes.
Okay, what my thought is that you could start putting videos up on Instagram, and you could also do this in LinkedIn 2 or 3 times a week, but they would be a 15 to 30-second video, but you're bringing them a break. Maybe it's 30 seconds to a minute where you're showing them how to do something to relax and, take a breath and take a break between all their hard work, so that you would be able to get the word out and you would be known for that. And what I would suggest you do is you come up with a jingle or a line that you say each time when you introduce yourself. So maybe one day you speak, maybe one day you show them a quick sushi, maybe another day you show them, something in yoga, and you just do it in small snippets, but you do it regularly and you build an audience. And if you build that audience, let's say on LinkedIn, that would be a really great way to reach businesses around the world. And in the meantime, it would be a great way to do that also on Instagram, because it's really another target audience and you may be able to get people in that way. And I think videos today are really, really important. You've got a very visual story. So you should take advantage of some of that.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thanks, Melinda. Yeah, I know I definitely need to get better with Instagram. I'm not a huge social media fan, but I've done my, I have got a good bit of videos up with mostly workouts. So I think maybe expanding a little.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a nice menu of stuff. It's got stuff going back to when we were doing sushi rolling classes at the residential communities and stuff. A lot of our on-site stuff that was in the past too, which kind of we use as a way to showcase our stuff. So thank you, Melinda. Appreciate that.
Next we have Jen Dalton.
Glenn, just another thought. So to confirm, your market is the DMV area. One thing that might also be interesting is to highlight, if you are, I guess this is a question, for things like the sushi roll or other things, are you hiring providers in the DMV? And if you are, you have a diverse staff, it'd be interesting to think about, do you start to include minority-owned businesses as part of a strategy, right? Which also can be of interest to corporations who are trying to hit diversity goals and how much spend they're putting into the community. So that's a little bit of an extension, but if you're going local and focusing in the DMV, you could really highlight that community impact message as well. Just a thought.
Thanks, Jen. We actually have a sister-in-law in Boston. She's a property manager and pretty well connected with other property managers. And what we're looking on doing is doing some virtual stuff with properties in Boston, which we've already done with Bozzuto. And she had mentioned, just like you mentioned, there's a lot of programs for minority-owned businesses. So we're actually thinking about incorporating in there as well in Boston. And because right now I own most of the business. I'm 51%, the wife's 49%. So we'd flip it in Boston. So we take advantage of that. But yeah, I appreciate that, Jen. That's a great point.
Thank you, Jen. And next, I believe we have the final question from Donnell Johns.
Glenn, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Great presentation, and thank you again for sharing your story and allowing us to give you some feedback. The one thing that I would like to add in support of your challenge question is continue to tell your story, especially tell the story that you want the people that you want to attract here. For instance, if you're trying to attract corporate people to join your business, you need to talk about the benefits, or have the members of your organization talk about the benefits of this to the corporate world. And so utilize those people that you have to tell your story, and it'll be of great benefit to you. But the reason why I'm here is to ask you the final question, which is, how can our 1 Million Cups community support you?
Well, you guys have already done a great job so far. It's nice having, especially being an entrepreneur with a small business, and getting the support from you guys is awesome. And what I like about you, unlike, I mean, not to say anything bad about BNI, but it's like BNI is like pitch. It's all they do is pitching the whole time, and like, you got to give me this referral, and you have to give me that referral and all that stuff. And I find this seems like more of a group that I want to be a part of, and it's yeah, it's been great, guys. And you guys just you've done a huge amount, just giving me some good ideas and everything. And I think I'd love to connect with you guys either through Zoom or social distancing or something for some meetings down the road.
No, thank you. Let's give him a round of applause. This is free, but the one thing that I want to share with you is the payment for all of this great feedback is to come back and provide that same feedback to the next presenter or future presenters of our team. Please come back and build that relationship. It's not about the one time that you show up, but it's about the many times that you come and contribute. So thank you so much. I'm going to pass it back over to
Melinda.
Melinda, yes.
Thanks.
Melinda, just real quick before you get started, I do want to say one thing to one of our previous presenters, and that is to Marnie. And she's going to be totally embarrassed by me doing this, but happy birthday.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Marnie.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Marnie. Now, next week, we're going to have Shally Hackerman, and she's with Social Media Sherpa, and she teaches clients to be unforgettable to their referral network and shows people how to do what they do face-to-face online through social media. And she's actually stuck right now because she's going in different directions with her business, and we're going to help her look at putting together a 3-year plan and a 5-year plan. Next slide, please. Very exciting. Also coming up in about a week and a half, I guess it is our Thursday, February 25th anniversary celebration online. And invitations will be sent out shortly. And we hope that you guys can all come, and more about it will follow. Next slide, please. Upcoming speakers. After your social media Sherpa, we have Shield Paris, and then we're open in March. So we want to ask all of you to think about being a presenter, or if you know somebody that is interested in being a presenter, we would really love to hear from them. And if they need more information, you can contact any of us on our leadership team. Next slide, please. Upcoming events. Russ, I saw that you're in the audience. Do you want to tell everybody about everything that we've got on the list?
I don't think Russ was able to make it today.
Oh, I thought I saw him on there. Okay. So
no, he didn't send me. So what we have here,
Okay.
just a few things
Thanks, Tony.
that I was able to pop together.
Yeah.
You can go to the Fairfax, Central Fairfax Chamber for some of this information, and also to the Fairfax County EDA. We have later on today a cyber awareness training put through by the EDA. And also there is a marketing 101 webinar for tomorrow. Another interesting one is legal issues with bringing employees back to the office with COVID-19. That looks like it could be pretty interesting. I think that's a lot of a topic a lot of businesses are facing and having concerns with, because of the fact that they want to open, but they have employees who are still apprehensive and want to do virtual. And then of course we have filling the gap, finding and upskilling talent across Northern Virginia. That's next week as well. Okay.
thank you, Tony. Next slide.
Oh, wait a minute. I think Rosemarie wants to mention something that's coming up later today.
Oh, super.
Hi, everybody. If you want to learn how Gravitate can help organize you the way we help our organizers organize us, you can join my weekly webinar today at noon. It's not too late. And I will repost the link where you can register. It's free. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have about Gravitate. Thanks, Tony.
If you don't have Gravitate, you're not squared away. Get Gravitate. That's
Thanks,
important.
Sunil. That's great. We love Gravitate. We want to thank all of you for coming today, and we hope to see you next week. Again, please apply to 1 Million Cups if you would like to be a presenter. Next slide, please. We are part of the Kauffman Foundation, and they have been really, really great in giving us the support we need so that we can come to you. Thank you all for coming today. We're going to hang out for a while if anybody's got any questions or wants to just network with the